Screw the golden hidden Easter egg. We got a whole ton of Easter eggs here in this film. And the problem is, I'm not sure how many hidden Easter eggs that we could ever find in this great Steven Spielberg film, if you know what I mean. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes, this is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop 1987. This is my review for today. And today I have another movie review, ladies and dudes. No, it's no April Fool's Day joke. I did not do an April Fool's Day joke for this one. I promise I will do Forrest Gump whenever I can get there. But this is one of these movie reviews I really want to do for a pretty long time. And yeah, you could say this is one of the best hidden Easter egg films of all time, but also one of the best homework films of all time. We really need to study this film very darn carefully. After all, there are so many hidden Easter eggs to be found in this film. Something that's kind of surprising to us, if you know what I mean. So without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my next movie review of Ready Player One. Yeah, it deserves to be one of the best films that came out from the year of 2018. If you know what I mean. So anyway, let's head on to the movie review. So, how the heck I should say about this main plot of the story? It took place in the future of 2045. There's a lot of kids, teenagers, grown-ups, who had enough of the real world that head on to this virtual world called the Oasis, so everybody could be any character that they want, from movies, TV show, anime, and there are some props here and there that's kind of familiar from the previous films from the past. And this dude named Mr. Holiday, he's the one who created the Oasis for a lot of reasons. And sadly, that poor dude passed away. And he told his fans he wants to give them a test of doing these three important tasks. These three tasks they'll head on to this main fortune of his, what's left of his life, I guess. So they gotta do these three games and get the three keys and also study about his history life and so on and so forth. And it's up, strike that, reverse it. It's all up to this kid named Wade, who really wants to do this whole entire task thing and try to pass the test. And he has to use his avatar to do it. And that's all I could say about the main plot of the story. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? Well, I gotta tell you the truth right now. I did check out this movie here and there on TV. There are some parts here and there I do enjoy about the film, even with the whole ton of hidden Easter eggs to be found. And then when I watched it now in full-fledged, I will say this is a very darn good movie to watch. It had a very good storyline, the characters were fine. I just wish we could get to know the real-life people in the real world. We only know a few here and there. I love the hidden Easter eggs. The hidden Easter eggs is so darn wild to look at. It had a very good score. It has good CGI stuff. Well, special effects. And the cinematography is good. And there's a couple of good songs that we're familiar with here and there in our past. And so on and so forth. So I'll go ahead and tell you about my strongest points and the weakest points of Ready Player One. I will say for the strongest point for this movie is all those hidden Easter eggs. There's a whole lot of them. Something that us, the fans, are familiar with. I see one hidden Easter egg there. I see one hidden Easter egg there. I saw one hidden Easter egg there. I saw another hidden Easter egg there. There is, I don't know how many hidden Easter eggs that they put on this film. It's crazy. It feels like Steven Spielberg wants us to study about which one of these hidden Easter eggs we can point out in this film. It feels like he's trying to test us. He's tried to let us do our studies very carefully and pay attention to see which hidden Easter egg that showed up in the film. I will say for me, what grade I'm gonna have with this film, I will say a C-. Well, there are some hidden Easter eggs that are kind of easy for me, and some hidden Easter eggs are kind of hard for me to find. So I think a C- will do for me. So I will say for the strongest point for this movie are the hidden Easter eggs. Something that us the fans need to point out. I will say for my weakest points of the movie, I just wish they focus on the real world a little bit more for this movie. There are some parts here and there that has the real world stuff, but not all that much. And it'll be nice if those characters, you know, the ones who have their avatars, I wish they get to know each other more and get to know about their previous life and all that stuff. Yeah. It'll be nice if we focus on the real world just a little bit more, and maybe we could get to know those characters. I know there's only two characters we only know of the most, is the main character and the young girl with the birthright on the right side of her face. Yeah. And I don't mind Wayne and Samantha's relationship. At least it's kind of decent. At least they have some decent chemistry in there. That's for sure. So I will say for my weakest points for this movie is I wish they focus on the real world just a little bit more. After all, it does remind me of Belle. I remember Belle focused on the real world more and not much of the virtual world. If you remember that movie or not. I know there was another one called Summer Wars. I have never seen that movie. I know they also focus on real world and virtual world at the same time. Like I said, I never saw that movie, to be honest. And now let's go on to the characters. Yeah, that's my true weak point of the movie. Okay, let's head on, alright? Let's see, about the characters. I think Wayne and Samantha are the only two characters I ever known in this film. Like I said, their chemistry is pretty darn decent for the most part. I do like their teamwork though. At least they work together as a team, and I really do like the part where they're trying to do their homework. You know, study about Mr. Holliday's life very carefully. And they're doing their best to study about his life, and also try to get to know these main puzzles of his previous life, I guess. You know, something that happened to him in the main past and all that stuff. I guess they could do well in history class, that's for sure. So yeah, I will say their storylines is fine, their personalities and attitudes are fine, and I really like their avatars. Their avatars are really nice looking, and so on and so forth. I will say they are fine characters. But I really do like the part that they're working together as a team and trying to do their homework very carefully and study about Mr. Holliday's life. That's for sure. So anyway, ladies and dudes, I don't have anything else to say. I'll tell you about my final thoughts of Ready Player One. Overall, Ready Player One is one of the best hidden Easter egg films and truly one of the best homework films that us, the fans, need to study about. I will say it had a good storyline, the characters are fine, it has good special effects. I love all the hidden Easter eggs to be found in this film. It had a really good score. And I think it's one of the good films that Steven Spielberg have ever made so far in his career. So I give it a 9 out of 10. This is a very darn enjoyable film to watch. And that's my whole entire movie review of Ready Player One. And I hope you enjoyed this movie review. So tell me, ladies, strike that, reverse it. So tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your favorite movie of all time that featured the real world and the virtual world? And also, what is the most hidden, strike that, reverse it too. What is the most easiest hidden Easter egg or hidden Easter eggs that you have ever found in Ready Player One? Well, whichever they are, just leave a comment there and let me know. I will say the only movie that I ever known in my whole entire life that featured the real world and the virtual world will always be Belle. That was the only movie I ever known my whole entire life. And what is the most hidden Easter eggs I have ever found in Ready Player One? I will say the most easiest hidden Easter eggs I remembered is King Kong and the T-Rex and those two Ninja Turtle characters from the Michael Bay version. Oh, let's see. I didn't remember that Chucky made a cameo appearance. And some of the characters that came from Street Fighter 2 or just Street Fighters. Some of the weird references that came from Star Trek. And I remember those Simon pen and the Mortal Kombat pen. And most of all, the Gundam. The original Gundam that started it all. How cool is that, ladies and dudes? Yeah. Yep. So, that is it for now. I'll see you all later, and sayonara!